Epilogue. New life. Beautiful blue eyes open to blinding lights surrounding them from all sides. White walls, white ceiling, wrapped up in a loose white gown with white sheets draped across her body. It's brisk in this white room, and the owner of the eyes shivers as they attempt to sit up. Great pain screeches through their body, and they fall back to a flat position and continue to look all around the room. It is then that the continuous beeping sound is noticed. To the left is a machine with a continuous stream of beeping emanating from it. It's a rhythmic tone that fills the room. Looking down from the machine, the eyes notice the wires and tubes leading from the machine, and others around it leading to their arms, chest, and face. The beeping hastens as the patient lies in panic, trying to remember how they got there. The knob on the door on the other end of the room squeaks as it turns and the door is pushed open slowly. A strange man with thick-rimmed glasses and a white lab coat pokes his head in. A full beard and mustache surrounds a small smile. This man takes a step inside and walks up to the foot of the bed without actually looking up at the patient within it. After reaching down, he pulls up a clipboard and his eyes move from side to side as he begins to read it. The patient grows more nervous, causing their heart monitor to speed up once more. This catches the man's attention, who moves from the foot of the bed and rushes over to the machine. After observing the machine for only a few seconds, he turns to the patient in the bed. Getting in really close, he pulls out a light and searches the patient's eyes. "Aaron? Aaron, are you with us?" he asks. "Are you awake?" As Aaron lies there, breathing heavy, unable to speak or move, the man rushes to the doorway and calls in more people. In rushes a woman in a lab coat and a woman in colorful hospital scrubs. The woman in the lab coat comes in really close to Aaron. Again, a bright light is flashed into her eyes, but this time she turns away slightly. "Oh my!" the woman shouts out, taken aback by this reaction. "Aaron, can you hear me?" she asks, to no response. "Aaron, if you can hear me, please respond," she requests. "In any way you can, please respond." Aaron doesn't respond at first, but only because she cannot. The three people surrounding her watch as she grasps for air, trying to cough out a response. With her body tensing up, and with all her might, she's able to whisper out. Nobody can hear her. "That's okay, Aaron," the woman in the lab coat comforts her. "Save your strength for now. You have plenty of time to speak later." Aaron turns her head to the other two. The woman in scrubs monitors all the machinery Aaron is hooked into, while the man takes notes on the clipboard he grabbed from the edge of her bed. "I am Dr. Manthral," the woman in the lab coat states. "Because you seem to be attempting response, I will try to explain your situation to you." Aaron finds herself somewhat calmed by the woman making mention of herself as a doctor, though she is unsure why this little fact brings her so much comfort. "Aaron, you were a part of an incident almost 2 months ago," Dr. Manthral begins to explain. "You were stabbed numerous times and have been lying here in a coma since that night." Tears start to well up in her eyes, as the more Dr. Manthral talks, the more she remembers that night. The night at Jeremy's house, where he attacked her. "Your mother has been called, and she knows you are awake." Aaron comes back to Dr. Manthral at this point. "Don't worry, she will be here shortly," she smiles. Dr. Manthral finds a loose grip of Aaron's hand in an attempt to comfort her. Trying to speak, Aaron's lips keep moving, but no sound is coming forth. However, she keeps trying, and in her frustration, she is able to let out a whisper. Dr. Manthral listens intently, but cannot hear her. She moves in closer, but again is unable to hear the words whispered by her patient. Finally, bringing her ear to near contact with Aaron's face, she is able to make out what it is Aaron is saying. "Jeremy," is all that comes out. Dr. Mantle looks up at the other two and repeats the name. The woman in the colorful scrubs shrugs her shoulders in bewilderment. Shaking his head, the man in the lab coat looks through the paperwork on the clipboard. Jeremy is the name of the boy they found responsible for the killings a few months back. The one who put this girl here with us, the man informs them. He also happened to be her boyfriend, and well, you know, he says, nodding his head toward Aaron. Oh no, Dr. Manthrow responds. Aaron, is what Dr. Gold says true? Was Jeremy your boyfriend? She asks worriedly. Very slowly, Aaron is able to nod her head in confirmation. Putting her hands to her face and rubbing downward, Dr. Manthrow shows great signs of unrest. Before going forward, she needs to take a deep breath and retain her bounds. Then I'm afraid I have some troubling news, she begins to explain. I'm sorry to say that he did not make it. Dr. Manthrow pauses for a moment. He passed away that night, killed by the police in the struggle. However, you survived. And with you awake now, there's a great possibility for a full recovery. She forces a smile. And, she has trouble getting out the next part. She knows it can be either good or bad news, and is unsure how to say it. Miraculously, she finally finds the words, you weren't the only survivor that night. Taking her hand and placing it on Aaron's abdomen, she prepares to continue. It was then that Aaron is able to really lift her head, and she notices the slight protrusion in her abdominal area. She looks wide-eyed at Dr. Manthrow, who continues as tears start to drain from Aaron's eyes. Yes, Dr. Manthrow continues, amazingly, your little one has also survived and is doing well.